In terms of the reunification process, it's very clear it's a process. And the first step is clarification. Clarification is a structured way for the offender to take responsibility for what they've done. They do something with their therapist. This is all separate. The victim will also have conversations with their therapist about what happened, and make sure the therapist is making sure that the victim's not blaming themselves. The family also will go through that process. So each member of the family will look at what happened and make sure, and that the professionals can make sure that in fact that there's a common understanding of what happened, and there's full accountability for the offender, and the victim also is not blaming themselves. Next step would be one more of reconnection, and this only happens when everybody in that family wants to do it, and that also that the professionals feel like the family's ready to do that. So are times when the family members may want to go to the next step, but the therapists say no, that the offender's not taking full accountability for what they've done. They're minimizing in some way. So when everybody is ready, they move to a reconnection. This is something which is done through supervised visits, maybe done through letters, maybe done through social media, but it's all through structured and supervised. At that point, anyone in the family may decide, okay, I can't do this, and the process can stop. So reunification then is the next step of the process, and people again may choose not to go to reunification, but that's a place where you have longer supervised visits. You have an opportunity to really look at family safety plans, look at what is possible within that family, and if everybody's ready to move forward, then that you can take that next step. I want to make it really clear that even though we're writing a piece about it, we're giving workshops, we're talking about podcasts, that not every family should go through the reunification process, and it's only when there really is a full consensus among the family as well as the professionals that this makes sense.
And I think one place where it gets really complicated is when the child who's been victimized is of an age where someone else is necessarily making decisions for them about whether or not they want this to happen.
Yeah.
So you may have a situation where a child who's 7 years old just wants to get back together with their older brother or sister or father or mother or whatever. They just want that connection back. So there's obviously professionals in that circumstance that are going to be assessing both the safety for the child and taking into account the child's desire. But it can really complicate things when someone else is having to make that decision for a key player.
Yeah, and I think that it's complicated is a really important thing for everybody to remember, because taking that a step further, when you have families when it's a child-to-child sexual abuse, that there'd be a strong desire for family members to want to have the family get back together as well. And that's a place where it may make sense for the adolescent who abused for that adolescent to come back to the family, but it may not make sense for the younger sibling for them to come back to the family. And that's a very hard place to put the family, to say, essentially you're choosing to make sure that the adolescent who offended is in a safe environment, but I also want to make sure that the child who's been victimized stays within the family. So these are very difficult conversations for professionals and for family members and for advocates as well.
And I think what gets complicated is different people in different roles will have very different views of what should happen there. Mm-hmm. The advocates for the younger sibling in that situation are going to be screaming for why should this child, who's the one who's been victimized, be the one that gets let loose. Mm-hmm. And the people that are advocating for the child who offended are going to be saying this is going to be the most likely place for them to be successful. So that's where it gets really dicey and complicated. So.